Hello, YouTubers, and all this happened to watch. It'll be quite well. So, periodical pickup video. I've done one of these in ages. Figured why not? Again, I don't really concern myself with what the volume of traffic will be for this. I'm just simply showing the games, and that's it. That's all I care about. So, anyway, basically, I picked up a couple items here, minus this one, sort of an example here. Picked up Dark Alliance. Picked this up super cheap. As you can probably already tell, the game is not as good as it could have been. But I picked it up anyway because I'm sort of doing a thing for Twitch, which mostly that's where I spend most of my effort into anything content creation. And I just mostly just play video games and chat, and that's pretty much how I spend my evenings, if you will, for a couple hours a night, usually. But this is going to be coming up pretty soon, but I'm currently playing through this. I'm going to be completing this here on stream, which I'm pretty happy about. Been enjoying myself quite vigorously. But again, Dark Alliance, it wasn't so good. I played it on Game Pass originally. I did not like it at all. Like, it just felt like a very rushed, janky piece of crap. Now, I'm saying to myself that exact factor, so I'm like, okay, maybe they might have fixed it, and maybe it might be better now. It might be more improved since the last time I played it. So I'll grab a cheap copy, because I am just generally a fan of the Dark Alliance games. I like 1 quite a bit. I like 2 very much. So I figured, all right, $5, it's not going to hurt me. And there it is. So that was pretty much the story in that in a nutshell. It's something that I'll play it afterwards. If I don't like it, I don't like it. No big deal. I didn't spend a lot of money on it. So there's that. Something I rented a lot back in the day, and I grabbed a hold of it more recently as a Christmas gift, of course, which was given to me. But I ended up getting Duke Nukem Time to Kill, which was a great game in my opinion. It handles itself a lot more like a Tomb Raider game as opposed to a first-person Duke Nukem 3D game you might recognize. You know, Duke Nukem 3D, you know, the one that more people think that's the original game as opposed to the original Duke Nukem 1 and 2. So I got that there for Christmas. Pretty awesome game. I tried it out on my PC, and I tried it out through my console, and it just runs really good. Just as I, of course, remembered playing through it vigorously. So cannot wait to play through that in the future. So next thing I ended up picking up here is Blood and Magic, which is a Dungeons & Dragons, or Advanced Dungeons & Dragons PC game, as you could probably already tell by the casing. But just the case itself handles a lot like Warcraft, and it's pretty cool. It's a little bit different than you probably would expect. Try and get it to show here, but it won't. But yeah, overall, really cool stuff. It has that usual Warcraft 2 style to it. It's depends on golems and everything like that. It's a interesting, quick game. Like, it's very quick in terms of nature, but as for terms of the execution, it's a fun game. It has little janky elements here and there, but what game wasn't back in the day? Every game that was considered a masterpiece was still janky or had some issues along the way, but still, fun factor, of course, always is a big crucial part here. So I ended up picking up a couple of movies moving swiftly on. Or in this case, I picked up a DVD thing here for Spider-Man, the original animated series, which is the Venom Saga, as you can probably already see across here. Pretty much was super cheap. Picked it up. It was one of my favorite personal parts of the animated series, so it made sense to grab it for $1. That's literally how much it was. It was $1. So I grabbed that, and these two right here are very similar in nature as well. Now, this one isn't the most beloved Star Trek film of all time, but I still liked it. Like, 1 and 2 were much better, obviously, but this one was still pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Now, which was Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, which, again, it was a fun film. I liked it. You know, it wasn't the best one out of the whole movie sequence, but it was still good. But yeah, I mean, at least when I hear people talk about it, they don't really talk about it as in positive tones as opposed to the first 2. But I still liked it. But speaking of films not talked in the most positive tone, this one right here I personally like. But that, of course, was the Happy Time Murders. Now, a lot of people have mixed opinions about Melissa McCarthy here, but, you know, every once in a while she does something good, and this film was actually pretty enjoyable. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Again, was it great? Was it amazing? No, but it was enjoyable enough where I thought it was actually quite entertaining. So, for For the price I paid for it, figured, fuck it, why not? It's actually pretty good. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. It's a pretty good film. And again, didn't pay very much. Doesn't matter. It's usually across most digital platforms as well. So if you want to watch it on Netflix or whatever else, it's probably on there, or Amazon Prime, whatever. The center of attention here is something I picked up. I paid $1 for this thing. I tested it out, it works, and I'm quite happy about this. Now, it's not something crazy super duper either, but it's something that's useful to me, what I'm going to be using it for. Pardon me. As I move some dust. Woo! Pro tip for me, don't move around too much dust and I get all freaking congested. But, woo! Picked up this right here for $1. Now, again, it works pretty well. Now, it comes with a cord. It came like this. So, I tested it, it works. Yada yada. Now, I'm probably going to get an adapter for this and use this as a possible third monitor. Now, I don't need anything that's going to be HD or anything for a third monitor. Anyway, this is mostly just to use stuff like OBS or whatever. Mostly dedicated for that. And again, it's mostly going to be used for that type of utility. Probably getting an adapter, like a DisplayPort adapter for VGA, but man, that dust really kicked my ass. I'm going to show you real quick that it works. As you can see, it works for the most part. Now, where am I going to put this? I don't know. But what I'm probably going to do with it is I'll probably use it my old XP machine and probably go from there. So there you go. Putting this all back together, but I mean, for $1, not too bad. Energy Star, of course. Energy Star right there. Decent size. It's not humongous. Now, if you're curious what model this is the 500G model. Again, it's a standard VGA model, nothing too fancy about it. When it comes to sound, obviously it doesn't have speakers or anything. You would have to do your own thing there for that. It does have the screwy bits at the back there, so if you want to mount this or something, if you had to, probably. I'm assuming this was used for like a office or something, or for very, very casual use at someone's home at one point. But I got this from a thrift store for $1, which isn't too bad, honestly. Again, this is something I was thinking 50-50 if it was going to work or not, but it is what it is. But hopefully it will be, of course, very useful in the future times to come. I'll probably be using it for something, hopefully. But for now, thank you all for watching and take care. See you next time.